we are going to be discussing which Marvel hero or villain I want to see in Marvel Rivals. And obviously there are some leaks that have already been like publicly well known. I think the Human Torch has basically been confirmed as a duelist. It looks really fun. I'm excited to actually play him when he's out. We know Doctor Doom will eventually be coming, so I'm not going to really discuss that. Basically, all the Fantastic Four has been confirmed. I think Ultron also was leaked as a strategist, which is actually kind of exciting. I want to discuss the ones that I want in this game, and I'll also do my best to kind of like come up with a move set for each of these characters, because there are so many different characters in the Marvel universe. Like, I don't think you realize like just how many Marvel characters there are. Like, this is not going to be a list of every single possible Marvel character. I don't want to be here all day, so I do want to focus more heavily on characters that I think would be very unique. For example, I don't think like Beast would be that interesting of a character. I just feel like we already have like a Hulk. We have enough people that can just punch around and just be big tanks. Also, why I'm not really sure how I feel about like a Juggernaut type character. So are you ready, everybody? Ghost Rider is one of those characters that I've always thought was really underutilized. I feel like a majority of the people that have even heard of this dude, they only remember Nicolas Cage playing Ghost Rider in a pretty wild film that doesn't really hold up that well, but it was a good time. But I think Ghost Rider actually has a lot of potential. We don't have a Roadhog type character in this game. We have Ghost Rider, who would be a duelist, so he would definitely use his chain as like his main ability. So like I think he would use it like a whip almost. He would treat it like a whip. So he'd swing it around, whip people, attack them. So like his normal attack would just be him like kind of constantly swinging. He'll have the a couple extra abilities, one of which would be like a Roadhog hook, like a Scorpion almost ability, where he's like, get over here. I know the Winter Soldier already has a similar ability, but imagine like that with a little bit more length and a little more jank to it. Fully just grab an opponent, bring him towards you, kill him with like another combo that you have. I think he should also have the ability to make fire occur on the floor. He can like swing around or something and make like the floor like lava, so it can be like a cool AoE type effect. So he just becomes like another like kind of like a melee character. I think all of his attacks could have like a cool burn passive. And then when it comes to his ultimate would 100% incorporate his freaking vehicle. Maybe the way that it works is that he goes in and he just full on drives, makes like a bunch of wheelies, and everything you drive around catches on fire, so you can just put your entire enemy team in like a ring or something. I think he'd be balanced in the fact that he doesn't have that much range. He would be a little bit more range than Wolverine. He would have more range than Iron Fist and stuff. He would be like almost like the Belmonts from like Smash Bros, that kind of range with his chain and stuff. I think the best way you could describe it, if you want to use like an Overwatch comparison, would be comparing it to Brigitte's mace. Yeah, like his third ability could be like a stun, like a close range like stun. So more like Hulk stun. Yeah, it'd be a little bit more like Hulk stun. But do we need more stuns in this game? Yes, I think we do. 100%. I think Ghost Rider is freaking sick. Okay, so Ant-Man, I actually think would be a really cool Vanguard. He's gonna be more of like a strange like hybrid type character. I feel like he'd play a little bit like Cloak and Dagger, where you have like multiple modes that you're in. He might be like one of those characters that has some duelist elements to him, but then he has the ability to like shift his size and whatnot. So he would standardly be about the same height as everybody else. He'd have a go small ability, right? This would actually help you escape for the most part. You know, you don't want to like just only be small like all the time. You'd go small temporarily, and then when you leave the state of being small, like when you get big out of it, like that causes like almost like an AoE like explosion type thing, so you can like boot people around and stuff. So he actually would be one of those characters that can create space very well, just constantly going small. I don't think you'd make him so small that it would be like hard to see him. Like I think you'd still have to make him about like a half the size of Jeff would be like a fair size, so it's not like super duper broken. And then his other ability would be go big. so the go big is what allows for him to really be a tank. Obviously, when he's regular size, he's not really a tank. To make it not like stupidly broken, he won't be the size he is in like Civil War. He would probably be around like the size of like 2 Groot sizes, like the size of about 2 Groots in height. And that way he can like go in, take a lot more damage, do a little bit more damage as well. So that would be like his main 2 abilities: going small, creating space; going big, tanking damage; going small, create space; going big, create damage. Like that's like his main 2 things he's going to be doing, right? Third ability would be something that involves ants, and I think this would be like, you can call in like a swarm of ants to like create like almost like a wall, like a shield of ants almost, which would be kind of crazy, but like it could happen. Like maybe it's like an ant trap. I don't know exactly what it'd be, but I know it would actually have to involve ants. You know, his main weapon would be his fist. He's more usually a brawler, but with the ant ability, it would give him a little bit more some projectile of sorts, because he can just throw like the ants and stuff. And that's where his ultimate comes in though. So his ultimate, he's using it like a pim grenade. Anybody hit by it on on your team gets bigger, anybody hit by it on the enemy team gets smaller. So they become like tiny, and then you can just like squish them basically, like so. They become tiny and take like a boatload of damage. Yeah. So maybe it's not like an AoE effect, but it could be. Maybe it's like a tiny little radius. We don't want it to be like stupid broken, but at the same time, we really want Ant-Man to like have that ability to just create that like insane giant Omega Hulk, giant Omega Groot, giant Jeff. And I think it would be a lot of fun to see. Maybe his passive is that when he can't get crit when he's big or small. Could be really cool. Bring me Thanos. Thanos obviously would be a Vanguard. He's literally so big. I don't think he should have all the stones, and I think that the stones should be part of his kit. Let me explain what I mean by that. So his entire kit is revolving around him getting the stones. Ultimate just snaps, half the team is dead. So it's gonna be broken. His ult would have to be something along the lines of like having to gather stones by like doing a combination of like tanking damage and killing. It has to be a combination of both. Some like unique threshold to get ult. He has 3 stones to start with, right? And then over time he unlocks like another stone. You get more stones and you live longer. Yeah. So like he just becomes like a snowball character. But the moment he snaps, it like resets. It resets back to the original state. So like it's not like he just has like a snap and still has the infinity stones. Like when he snaps, like he just like he dies as well. It's like a self-sacrifice because he's so noble. This is his cause. This is what he wants. I think there is a way they can make it balanced, right? I think there's a really cool way for him to be this like overwhelming like tank type character, but you should always be focusing the Thanos. You're like, dude, the Thanos already has 5 stones. We need to kill him now. Like we need to kill Thanos right now. He has 5 stones. And like he becomes harder to kill, but if you do kill him and you successfully use your ultimates, like your team has to focus him and they kill him, then he becomes really bad again. Because remember, every single time he dies, it resets the stone count. Really high skill ceiling type character because you're always constantly at a state of like being kind of okay. It's like you're not the best tank without those stones, but once you finally like have steamrolled and gotten the damage, gotten the time, unlocked the stones, like then you become stronger, but now you have a big target on your head, you know? And so people will solo ult you. People will straight up like Iron Man will come and just solo ult the Thanos. But that's good enough because Thanos is doing his job and like he's 1v1ing, like he's forcing out ultimates just for himself. That's the type of vibe that I'm talking about. It'd be very unique. It'd be very frustrating to play against, really hard to play as, but like that's what I like about Marvel Rivals. They're not afraid of doing like these unique, really cool concepts. Like he has like the sword as like his main weapon, just like swing, and then he already has abilities because he already has 3 stones on his Infinity Gauntlet. So he has like a laser deflect stuff or like the Reality Stone. Can't believe we used the Fortnite Thanos, dude. So we got Gambit. I think Gambit would actually make a really cool strategist. I know some of you want him to be a duelist, but I think him being a strategist would make sense. How would he heal? Glad you asked. If we're using your guys' logic, we would not have any strategists in this game. Jeff's water. Why does Jeff's water heal? Like, why do bubbles? Like, you know what I mean? Like let's use your logic with any strategist. We would just never have a strategist. Logically, how does Loki's staff thing heal? Like you know what I mean? Like it never ends. So he has his staff as like one option. His alt fire is and he throws throwing cards. So his throwing cards, you have these cards that you could throw at your opponents and they're gonna be projectiles, but they're really fast projectiles that explode on impact. If you have really popular characters become strategists, that's only a net benefit for the entire Marvel Rivals community. Gambit is a super popular character amongst a lot of X-Men fans. So his cards explode on enemies and they can heal teammates. So if you throw them at your teammates, they'll heal them and stuff. Dude, if Gambit was a strategist, I'd main him. He sounds so fun. I think you can throw the cards. They're like Genji, where it's like in one line, like do, like like that, or you can do like the Genji like shotgun style, like cha. You get what I mean? And then he has his staff that he can like melee around with when they're in close range. And then when it comes to his abilities, like just a huge explosion type card, he can make anything explode. And I think that's where his ultimate comes in. Yeah, he'd be a DPS healer, which is okay. We like DPS healers. Rocket Raccoon is a really solid DPS healer. I think this is like one of those characters that you'd want to have in this game, like a Baptiste type character. He's missing an ability. He needs one more ability. Oh, like a pole vault? Yeah. For movement. When Rogue comes out, they'll have a team up 100%. Whenever Rogue comes out. Rough idea for Gambit. I think he'd be a really cool strategist. He'd obviously make for a great duelist. I just feel like there's so many duelists. I feel like there's actually a really high chance that Cyclops gets in this game. Like he's got laser freaking eyes, dude. It's gonna do plenty of damage. It'll make sense. He's the leader. He's gonna be like, my X-Men. He like screams my X-Men or whatever, and it like boosts morale. It's like a Lucio speed boost. It's a Lucio damage boost even. He can also have mobility. He can laser the floor because he saw in the show he lasered the floor. Used that as a way to like kind of shoot himself up, which is pretty sick. Yeah, he can just have different alternate fires where he can be more like a very accurate long range beam or a very wide beams. For ultimate, I think his ultimate has to be like the full-on like Death Star laser. It would look like the Kamehameha. Ah! Like, I think it would look so crazy. He just does it, and the entire map is just red. Like, and everyone just dies. He would just take off his visor and just, Mustard! Oh my god, dude. And he's gonna have some sick skins too. This is one of Cyclops' outfits that he wore. Cyclops has the potential for some of the most hard skins. They go freaking hard. They cook every time he's ever on camera. Like, he's just so cool. Kamala Khan is freaking awesome. Miss Marvel would make for a really cool Vanguard because she kind of has like Mr. Fantastic abilities, makes her arms really big. I think it could be really fun to have like a character with like huge legs and arms that can just block a bunch of damage with the humongous, ginormous fists that just stretch her out and stuff. Different abilities that range from like blocking, like just a lot of blocking with the fists and stuff, and then you can grapple a bunch of different characters, like just keep them trapped. And like maybe like the ultimate is like a humongous, like huge clap, like Sonic Boom type clap thing. If they get hit by it, they get like stunned. I don't know deep Miss Marvel lore, but I just really want to see more Vanguards, especially more women Vanguards. Oh, they're gonna hate me for this. They're gonna hate me for this. One of the most iconic Spider-Man villains of all time. Hear me out, everybody. Hear me out. Hear me out. I like the idea of a flying healer type dude. Since he is something of a scientist himself, he has the ability to make bombs as his main weapon. And guess what? Some of those bombs heal. It would be so easy for him to just make something that would heal his evil Magneto or his Venom teammates. I don't care what you say. I made him a healer. And then his ability is a glider. And then he also has the ability to let people hop on his glider. He would have a team up with Jeff. And Jeff can hop on the glider. Rocket Raccoon can hop on the glider. Anybody can hop on that glider. I think it'd be really cool for him to be able to just shoot his glider at somebody, get that instant kill. So unlike characters like Iron Man and Storm, his flying is temporary because you can shoot his glider and destroy his glider, which would be like something that could happen. A flying over carpet bomb would go crazy because it would also heal every single teammate that he hits. So it'd actually be a really good defensive ultimate too. So say like they do some really big like Spider-Man ultimate, you're like, Spider-Man carpet bomb. And it kills like Spider-Man and heals his teammates in the process. I think it'd be really sick. I think I absolutely cooked. This would be our first villain character that's also a healer. That's also a flying healer. We don't have flying healers. We need more strategists. And I think I absolutely cooked with Green Goblin. Y'all can get in the comments and hate on me for as much as you want. I'm sticking with my guts. Cable, if you don't know, is the son of Cyclops and Jean Grey. He's got like humongous like machine guns. And I think he could actually be a Vanguard. Cable is always designed to be really, really big. So I do think Vanguard is the better choice. If you think about the actual guns we have in this game, we actually don't have that many guns. We have the Punisher's rifle and / shotgun that he can switch to. We have Widow's sniper. We have Winter Soldier's weird pistol thing. And then we have Star-Lord's like pistol things. So we don't currently have like a railgun type gun. So this could be more of like a semi-auto weapon. We don't have like a semi-auto rifle. And this would also make him easier to balance. So he won't be super duper damage heavy, but he could still like headshot people and do really strong stuff. If you guys have ever played Marvel vs. Capcom and stuff, like he has a lot of really cool abilities in those. One of his first abilities is he has a gun laser. And this gun laser thing can have an extra bonus ability where like when you shoot people with it, it charges up your shields and that allows for you to be like even tankier. See that laser? So he shoots like this huge laser thing that like comes out. It would be that almost identical to that, but in 3D, obviously. He can essentially have like a Sigma suck. So he can like absorb all like using like the Matrix, like stopping the bullets, and then he can deflect them back. So that would be like a really cool defensive utility that he can have. And then when it comes to his ultimate, like auto aim Soldier 76, you know what? That would actually make sense canonically because he does have like I said, he has telekinesis. Like it would be like, I got this. And just like dude, wait, that would be so hype. And he shoots a little bit faster too. He's a Vanguard, but he would be a really fun Vanguard to play. He would be doing hella damage, tanking a ton of damage. But like I said, his gun without his ultimate wouldn't be that strong. So saucy, dude. Professor X could be a really cool support character, like unironically. From a distance, you kind of like, you don't have to aim either. You're just like targeting somebody and you can like passively hurt them. Almost like, or the Scarlet Witch, the way that she kind of just like sucks people. It'd be kind of like that. Just like, He won't be able to jump. That's okay. You don't need to jump. That would be one of his abilities. He can just levitate whenever he needs to. And then like when it comes to his ultimate, it would be Cerebro. Portable Cerebro type thing that he puts on. What it ends up doing is he can just like stop. Everything stops. Everything just like time just like in place. They're just stopped. And it's just him. And you can just like kill somebody. I'll be honest, like it was funny in my head, but now I'm realizing it'd be really, really difficult for him to actually do something. This is kind of like a meme pick at this point. I actually don't know if this is gonna work that well. I may have cooked too close to the sun here, to be honest. There could also be like this version of Professor X that is like the version that they use, where he's like more mobile and stuff and has the Cerebron. That could actually be a pretty cool version of him. He doesn't have to be wheelchair bound. There's a lot of different things you could still do with Professor X. I feel like the Marvel Rivals devs have been very creative though so far with a lot of the choices, and even with the choices of which version of each character they end up using. So, and of course him and Magneto can have a huge team up. He can give Magneto trauma. Oh my god, dude. He's the pet of Black Bolt. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, if he's this big, you definitely want to make him a Vanguard. Just like this, the size of some of these characters just makes sense. They naturally, just by their size alone, create space and have a humongous health pool. And then they could have the ability to teleport. It uses lightning bolts out of its like thing in his head. The main abilities would have to do with teleporting. Create force fields. Wow, this is actually perfect tank. He's actually a perfect tank. Like maybe it puts them all in one spot. That'd be kind of cool if it like gathers them all. Everyone is here. And they like all show up in one spot, and then you can just like combo it. It like gathers them all. That could be really strong actually. This is the type of character that would like straight up cook and sell wonders. Like they made Jeff really, really popular and really cool. They can probably make Lockjaw just as popular and just as cool. So that was my entire ideas of so far we had. So we talked about 10 whole Marvel characters. Let me know in the comments down below which characters you want to see in Marvel Rivals, and let me know what you think their abilities would be. Please, I love when people are cooking in the comments. It's always a fun discussion to be had. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for vibing. And if this becomes a video, play the outro now.